What would you do if you saw the people who stole everything from you? If you saw them right before your eyes, living carefree lives and feeling no guilt, would you feel nothing? Do nothing? 5 years ago...
Sit upon the throne. I have no doubt you will be gifted a revelation from the goddess.
Feels good.
Well?
If you're Saros, granted power by the goddess, then I suppose that makes me... Precisely my point. We're the same, you and I.
There's really something wrong with a lot of you, I swear. You don't know me.
Well, Claude said he had a bridge to sell me. Guess I'm here to collect.
That symbol. It's an enemy raid. Stay calm and face them head on.
One would think they'd notice before we literally got here.
If we're quick, we might be able to pull off a pincer attack.
It's not that quick, I want to emphasize.
Dog, huh?
What?
All the more reason to kill her.
Okay, I don't think Dimitri literally meant a dog, Felix.
Take the bridge. Shall we begin?
I'll comply.
Thanks for the advice there, Rodrigue, but attacking was kind of on our mind anyway. We'll start, as we usually do, by moving up our usual tanks. So, we have the dodge tank Sylvain up here. Dodging didn't work out too well, and his crit specialty didn't work out too well either. So, starting off poorly, that's what we like to do on this channel. And super bad, he got hit by both of them, and got a critical 0 on both of them. We got our signature going real fast. Now, I have questions about the AI's decision-making in making that attack.
Won't falter.
That was virtually guaranteed to make them die.
Obvious.
Alright, Sylvain doesn't actually die there, so we don't get that unlucky. Speaking of luck,
Your Highness, apologies.
it's
for the
Father
late
Dedue! He's back!
You're alive. How?
How indeed?
We can discuss it later. For now, allow me to join your forces.
Allow you? We will enthusiastically welcome you back into the fold, Father, but we have a few things to deal with right now. For example, Ingrid has more weather testing to do, and she's discovered that metal still has no insulative properties. That may have changed from day to day or from region to region. You know, we don't have basic physics classes at the Officers Academy. We just study things like magic, swords, and sorcery. So we have to get that information somewhere else.
I was just stronger.
Critical 69.
Nice form.
Coming down from Sylvain. Felix appreciates it. He's getting a little bit into memes, but as a Knight of Fargus, he can't be all that enthusiastic about it. Ash, of course, has started his samurai training as a mortal savant, using that Brigid magic to its greatest effect as he has those rad swords on his back. Look at those numbers on Dedue, wow. Alright. Ash also has a fair bit of dodginess, so we can't be too afraid to move him on up. We'll get him into position just to get rid of all these army units. He can do so quite quickly. The drawback of being a mortal savant, of course, is that he doesn't have that many spells.
Fuels my body and mind.
Apparently it does. Mostly your body. I wish it would fuel the mind a little more for that magic damage. Dimitri still has Dark Pulse.
Eventually,
And it's super effective on all kinds of armor units, so we'll have to figure out what that makes their type. Happy is still kind of a caster as a war monk, but can't take down those armor units quite as quickly because white magic just doesn't do that. Looks like Trilith is going to have to debase himself and not use a pointy stick and instead set things on fire. Well, arson is his second favorite hobby anyway. I guess it's not that much of a sacrifice. Now we'll move up everyone else to the extent that they can.
Let you take this bridge from us? This is no good.
Who's talking there? Was it the archer? Is the archer wearing a helmet? Well, that one had a somewhat better
It's my duty.
not failure case than the other archer did, but it still died in the line of duty. Okay, Sylvain, you have to be able to get the crits when you actually hit. We've got to work out the protocols with Sylvain still, I guess. We'll rally up Ash so that he can be the dodge tank that Sylvain is evidently refusing to be.
Protecting the fortress quickly and take control of this area.
You didn't need to tell Ash to take control of the area. He controls everything he's around.
Get the soldiers to join the fight. We may need to hurry up preparations of the ballista, too. Protect the fortress.
Ash just got to the middle of it, and now you're saying protect it? Well, justice has come. Okay, Happy can finish this one off for us with one of her remaining Nosferatus. That should free up Sylvain to come over here and plunder some treasure for us. A talisman, beautiful. We'll have Sir Felix enter a jousting match with that knight up there. And now Acheron's here.
Now's the time to show your loyalty to the Empire. Attack the enemy from behind.
Backstabbing is loyalty. Remember that, kids.
My name known to Her Majesty through distinguished service.
Acheron, a minor lord of the Alliance territory. If he's fighting for the Empire, we've no choice but to attack him.
Well, you heard him, everyone. We have no choice but to murder this man. There goes Ash, defending himself quite ably with the wind. And that soldier entered the wrong jousting match. Okay, Annette doesn't quite have that kind of range. So she can't counterattack the ballista. And a small pod moving in. Ash heals up a little bit with the Caduceus staff. Trilith heard Rodrigue's advice and said, yes, I will indeed murder this man. Thank you for your permission. A lot of bravery to take down Acheron, huh?
The Empire.
No, it appears you shouldn't have. Gotta contemplate that for a moment, it appears.
I'll use this power for the greater good.
I don't believe you. Now, we have to use our little squad over here to get rid of all these armor units before they cause any trouble. So Dimitri can dispatch them pretty fast.
The consequence of the blood I've spilled.
Does Miasma spill blood? Does it do that? I don't know that is exactly what you're doing when you use darkness to pollute their souls and suck their life out or whatever.
The better to serve His Highness.
More defense, that does indeed serve him. So we'll see if he can do that again. See if there's any blood on the screen. No, I don't think that's an effect of the spell, Dimitri. That's more bug-type attacks, like Leech Life and stuff to do that. Or grass-type attacks. I don't think you have any of those. Anyway, we've got Annette over here.
I'm sorry.
Remembering that critical hits are what you want when you're actually dealing damage. So she's a step ahead of Sylvain. And Ingrid didn't want to waste 2 Thorons, so she's just going to immediately deal triple-digit damage with just 1 to conserve her spells. She's thinking ahead. Happy probably wouldn't get much accomplished with punching, but with Nosferatu gets Linhardt's help to deal a little extra damage. Unnecessarily, it turns out, because Sir Felix was just going to absolutely annihilate him anyway. Ash. Let's see if there's any beams in here. No, there's just a glitch in the Matrix. Move up Sylvain. And let's see what they do to us. Gilbert, gotta work on your dodge skills too. Monster's just gonna go back and forth. Attacking Mercedes, that makes a little more sense for these archers. At least they get the poison strike in and don't kill themselves.
Hey!
Oh, a can attacking the can opener. That was not bound to succeed. But none of these dodges really happening. At least Ash is holding the staff to counteract the poison. The ballista thought it had long range, but Ingrid actually does, outranging even these snipers. Not quite taking them down, so we're going to give her another shot.
You saved me.
And we're actually going to let her show off her range skills on this ballista unit. And despite its siege range, it did not see this coming.
It is done. Onward.
Got some healing to do for Ash, because apparently his dodges aren't all that reliable. Sir Felix gets a level out of it.
Stronger, faster, never enough.
Descriptively accurate, though we may want to be satisfied with that degree of improvement. Sylvain, what can you do here? It doesn't look like your crit chances are that awesome, but we'll try to get one. There we go. Oh, we got one of those lethality crits. That deals a weird amount of damage. Ash can try to get the beans out, and there they are. He has a new little ritual he has to perform to find them. Something that he's been working on with Petra.
I'm getting closer to my goals.
Was your goal to not take damage from magic? Because that's what you got.
War fuels my body and mind.
I have more skepticism with that
Not
claim
bad
now,
at all.
Petra, I'll be honest. Some healing coming down on Mercedes as she moves up to get revenge, and she'll do so with the Blutgong.
A tragic end.
There we go, looking like an awesome swashbuckler there. And we'll just move Trilith up since he can counterattack anything. Monster conspicuously not attacking him. Got some repositioning to do. Father to do will facilitate that. And in terms of actually attacking things over here, it looks like Ingrid can move up here, invite out that mounted unit, while eliminating this mage.
My duty is your death.
Turns out those robes were not even close to warm enough. Do some healing with Happy. Gets Linhardt a level.
Battle does have its benefits.
Proving your magic and your speed. I guess you're holding the bolt axe, so I can't fault you that much. Big hit coming down on Ingrid, and a huge dodge from that Cavalier. Man, can we dodge anything? Alright, we got a little bit of work to do now. We'll move Ash up. He could fire off that ballista, but we're just going to open that chest up, get the critical ring, dance up Sylvain so that he can hop in front of Ash and get the party started with those paladins. Probably just want to be there so everyone can follow up as quickly as possible. They're sword breakers, so we'll put the mini bow down. Move Ingrid back. Ooh. If we use Nosferatu, she'll heal herself up, hopefully out of range of getting killed by that, so she can get more work done on the counter. We'll move Mercedes up. It's weak to axes, so we'll just chop down that barrier with the Freikugel. And then Trilith can try to put in some real damage. 52% crit chance with Thunder. And of course, we get neither one. because then Trilith would be setting a good example, and we can't have that. Get a physic down with Happy. And let's not risk Ingrid. We'll just have Felix eliminate the threat. So, kneel. That's not quite kneeling, but you're dead. I'll forgive you. And the party is indeed starting with Sylvain. It looks like he still hasn't discovered how to dodge. He needs to take those dancing classes with Dedue to dodge, evidently. A little bit of damage coming down on Armor Cetus. Oh, this one has a javelin. I guess it heard that Ladislava was a dog from Dimitri.
I, Lawrence Hellman Gloucester, have arrived to join the battle in my father's stead.
Lawrence, what did they do to you? Why are you wearing a shirt?
With the rest of them.
Alright, now we got a bunch of enemies just lined up here. We don't have an assault troop down on Sylvain, but we can get 2 of them this way. And then Sylvain can fall back with the Fetters of Dromi. We'll put him right there. And as long as we're using Gambits, we'll have Mercedes use Dimitri's battalion here to break down some of these other barriers. Now, Happy, come on in. Let's see what you can do. You can't use either of those spells. Let's use a Seraphim to break down the health bar. Really dramatic for something that wasn't a critical hit. Now, back here. We've got to deal with these somehow. Ash doesn't have a ton of spells, so we're going to debut his Nosferatu, which was shockingly effective for something that isn't a Thunder or Thoron spell.
So much.
To dance him up, and we can move him forward a little bit, probably just keep him in the same spot so he's not inviting out more trouble. We'll use Nosferatu on this one so as to not waste our other spells. And then Ingrid can attack from over here because she is literally on the same map. Another Nosferatu goes down, and those units are wondering why they're so weak to white magic.
I'll revel in my achievement.
Can't revel too much out of one offensive stat and not much else. So, yeah, you know, keep it quick. Again, can't catch a break here. Trilith,
I must lead them well.
You good there, buddy? Monster attacking Armor Cetus for some reason. I really don't understand why it did that when it could have attacked Happy, but, you know, it had choices. Ash getting blown up, along with Sylvain and Father Dedue. That could be trouble if Lawrence moves his squad in, but he's not. So they didn't think about tactics. But it also turns out that we have Restore on Felix. Who would have thought?
No good.
Well, can't argue with that right now. Ash has some first aid he can do as we reposition. Ash gets Physic? That's huge. That's a game changer. Wow, I had no idea that his Studying Faith would give him that. There goes a lethality from Assassin Sylvain, earning his name.
Need to pull my weight.
You do, but you're not going to that way. Maybe the additional defense will help you not die when all your dodges fail, like they are today. Dimitri's going to Dynamax over here to break down the rest of these barriers. And let's see what our prize is. It is a single Umbral Steel. Great, worth it. More Night Kneeling going down over here. Just the Killer Lance does it by itself. And of course we missed the critical. So we're going to take our 4 HP and get out of here. Our Mercedes is not done with this monster just yet. Is going to just chop it down. That health bar is gone as heck. And, what can Happy do? She's actually going to try and punch it out. That's adorable. She dealt literal damage. You know, give her credit. The dancing for Sir Felix. Going to heal up to do a little bit. She's missed doing that. More reinforcements coming from that way. Trying to have a miasma off with Dark Bishop Dimitri. You don't know what you're messing with. Look what you've done to your friend.
Eventually, I too.
Dimitri didn't have to do that. He didn't have to get that dodge, because no one else was today.
Well done.
Recover coming down on Trilith from Sir Felix, begrudgingly.
Thank you.
And from Ingrid, you know, she took an oath to do no harm.
Well done.
Will even dance up on
What's my
Trilith because
strategy?
Father Dedue feels an obligation to help the lowliest among us. Trilith has to be the one to strike down Lawrence so that he'll come to his senses, get that shirt off, and start brawling again. So we're just going to set him up here with Arathar. Looks like it doesn't change the AS or AVO very much. We're actually going to use the Scythe of Sariel, because we can take Lawrence down right away that way, perhaps. And we're going to have Sylvain use that Ballista. And it actually hits, but again, no crit. Okay, let's see if our Mercedes can just make this problem go away. Freikugel has that extra crit chance. Nope. But it was a no-risk option. Gotta move Dimitri back. He doesn't want that much attention on himself. Just go ahead and use Thundershock. Oh, super effective today.
See you in the eternal flames.
Guess when you're really angry, it's super effective on anything.
You're a big help.
It's been a while, Professor. If this were anywhere but a battlefield, I would offer you tea.
Yeah, most people would
I've no
throw
choice
hot
but
tea
to
in his
follow the
face.
Empire if I wish to live. I hope you will not think ill of me. Come, I have an idea.
Me think ill of you? That's a first. Magic actually breaking through our Mercedes. I am shocked. We'll have to shore that up somehow. Alright. We have to take Lawrence down. It looks like his defenses are actually pretty good.
Entirely too reckless.
As Reckless is challenging Ingrid and Ash and everyone. You met them at the Academy. You saw what Brigid magic could do. Anyway, feel the power of the winds. You got any beams back there, Lawrence? Wow. Guess he is keeping his can tightly closed. But when you're assaulted by the full force of the Ignorance Brigade, no one can stand up to that.
I yield. Though I will not beg for my life. That would be unbecoming, wouldn't it?
We're all about being unbecoming here. Come to your senses.
You're inviting me to join you? But to abandon House Gloucester?
The other choice is I kill you.
No. I can convince my father. I will help you topple the Empire. I swear it.
Good man. Alright, now Gilbert is going to suddenly remember that he's on the mission as well and win a fencing duel with someone with no sword. And Sylvain is going to start preparing our victory feast. So he's going to pull out his fancy kitchen knife and get going. Dimitri just getting a regular Thundershock down to get the poison strike damage, and we'll have someone else finish it off in a second. Father to do is going to get Trilith from one end of the map to the other in a single turn. Happy, how do you want to finish this? Can you actually punch it out? You can, with 100% success rate with those silver gauntlets. So Wolverine Happy over there, making things happen. Your strategy is discussed in the very first episode of the series, which came out a little over a year ago. But your tactic right now is to use your other assault troop on this demonic beast before cantoing away.
At your service.
Our Mercedes is going to see if she can draw out Slava and get this mission to a conclusion. Slava coming at Trilith, okay?
I will not let you pass.
I wasn't going that way. Well, we were saving our dodges up, apparently. Because now we don't have to spend a pulse on Trilith. Not for that, anyway. Alright, so now our objectives are to get as much incidental experience as we can, break down the barriers on that beast. Well, there's a lethality from the kitchen knife that Sylvain's tugging around. Oh, she is quite dodgy. Alright, get a little bit of damage down from Dimitri, the unstoppable poison strike damage.
Even if it costs me my life, I've got to protect the Great Bridge.
How are you protecting it if you die? Anyway, we can worry about that philosophical discussion later. We got some barriers to break down so we can get likely exactly one Umbral Steel. Pointy Stick can get that barrier down. And Father to do, despite coming back to us with no battalion and no strength whatsoever, is going to use his offensive weaponry to help us claim that Umbral Steel. Now we can try to end the mission. Seraphim won't quite do it, it looks like. We're going to have to use that Pneuma Gale we learned and shoot some punches at her. Here it comes.
Lady Edelgard, I'm sorry.
You know, we've been called sorry so many times. It's refreshing to hear someone else say it.
Keep your expectations in check.
Oh, I have for so long.
It's a farce. All of it.
I could honestly change the intro noise to be that. Ash is the MVP. Well, here we go with training. We're going to have several of these in a row, which I'm glad for because I want to talk a little bit about how I feel about the anniversary of the series. We've grown so much since that initial video came out, both in viewership and I hope in quality of the videos that are coming out every week. I want to express my gratitude to everyone that continues to watch the series, that may have come on since then, especially those that came in on the ground floor and helped me establish the channel to be what it is today. I really appreciate everyone that has helped build the subscriber count, has helped build the comments that are the basis of the community around this channel. You all really help me feel like I can keep this going, that you all appreciate it. So hearing from you all every week is really helpful in inspiring me to keep going. And you all are a funny group. You all have helped me develop some of the jokes in this series and have your own memes going in the comments. Some of your own interpretations of the storyline I love to hear. So thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. I never imagined we'd be anywhere like this when things started. So if you got started with us later on, still, I really appreciate you. If you were wondering what Season 1 was like, please take a look at the highlight video that went up recently to commemorate the 1-year anniversary of the channel, showing off Linhardt, who was the highlight of that Crimson Flower run. But with all that said, let's get on with the battles here with the Blue Trions. We got some new certifications, and a class we haven't seen before, Valkyrie, coming down for Petra. She's investigating new theories in Brigid magic. And here is Linhardt as the warrior that we always knew he could be, getting that +6 strength that he has desperately needed. And now we have a little bit of grinding to do before we get to one of those paralogs that we hadn't seen in Season 1. So we'll have the A-team just do a little bit of beating up on regular enemies.
I must lead them well.
Critical fire coming down. Trilith just now realizing that leading them well is a goal.
I won't falter.
Ash showing people the power of the winds. Getting to Authority B is really important. Gilbert, for once, getting a crit, but of course, being Gilbert, that doesn't even get him a kill. Dedu is going to have to pick up the pieces for Gilbert and actually get a kill as the Dancer. So much that he even gets a level.
A step forward.
Yeah, strength, speed, I'd call that a step forward.
Don't bother.
Sylvain knows who he is, knows what he likes. Getting that 69 crit. And, well, a man of extremes he is. 69 or 0, that's what he's got for us. Ash still trying to teach subtle lessons to all of the snipers of Fodlan that you should look at what that combat preview says. There's a reason it's there.
For Bridget, I find strength to carry on.
And magic, and dexterity, and speed, and even a point of HP. Don't leave those out of your calculations, Petra.
I won't falter.
Wait. 420? Come on, Ash.
Atone for your sins.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
Sylvain approves of the massive thunderstorm that comes out of Dimitri every so often. There's a critical from Bolvator coming down from Ingrid. That makes Mercedes feel safe, since she is just a little too warm all the time.
Can't afford to lose.
Sewing Club continuing to be very successful. We'll put that trade secret away. And who's the MVP of this little grindy battle? It is, of course, Ash.
I was having a wonderful dream.
Oh? What were you dreaming about?
I'm doing this for the win.
I thought as much.
Okay, we can sneak in a little B-team battle here, because we have some paralogs coming up that I want all of the units I deploy to be able to participate in. So we'll have sudden B-team leader Marianne over there to attract one monster, Linhardt over in the north to attract this one, and they'll both use their bolt axes to start working things down. We have Happy over here to defend Linhardt, who incidentally also has the Saros shield, and Squire Marianne over here with the Aegis shield that she's borrowing from Knight Armor Cetus. And now we have to take this motley crew and somehow kill these monsters. We have Lysithea, who has a paralogue we've yet to do, and she basically has to use gambits to do anything, so she'll just do that. Ferdinand, how the mighty have fallen from Season 1. Do your 3 damage. It's enough to break a broken barrier. Excellent. Now, Bernie is in a slightly more powerful position, but she unfortunately has to use this cursed devil sword and unleash the power of the devil rather than herself. So it's a little painful for her to do that. I can understand it, but we have to get power from somewhere. Cyril still has light Almiran breezes that he can count on. Not quite as powerful as the Bridget Hurricanes that Ash has power over, but we can't all be the MVP. Squire Marianne showing why she is the favored squire of Armor Cetus. Over here, Linhardt leading the charge. We're actually going to have him use a gambit, and unexpectedly, given his really low charm, this will hit 100% of the time. So now it should be a lot easier to knock things down. We have Dark Mage Seteth getting ready to deal his piddling amount of damage. Actually, this bow he's never picked up before in his life deals more damage, and an adjutant blow from Ingrid deals even more than that. So that's where the B team is in terms of its effectiveness. We have Caspar, who has aspirations to move up in the Scarigmock Sewing Club. And now Valkyrie Petra is just going to quietly surpass everyone else in this little group. Leonie, we could finally staple a battalion to, just not a magic one. But, wow, that is a cool animation. I never thought in my life I would see Leonie doing that.
I got cocky.
Well, I guess we had to choose between the cool animation and the good stats on the level up. Leonie, why did you pick the animation? Cyril? Oh, wow. Cyril on the search for beans, and he's going to get some with that critical for 42. And Marianne, can you get a repeat performance with the Killer Axe? Let's find out. You can! And that takes down another health bar. Now, the question is how we're going to deal with the rest of that monster's health over on the right, but we're going to just worry about this one for a minute. Since we've borrowed all of the range extenders over here, we're going to have Seteth try to use the can opener. Doesn't quite have the hang of it yet. So we'll just have Linhardt try to take this zero-risk shot with the bolt axe. And since we can't kill it this turn, we'll heal up Linhardt with Petra before moving her back, which she can do now. Linhardt gets the counter. Happy blocks. And we take full damage anyway, because of the poison strike. Cyril does not get one-shotted, so he has that going for himself. Poison Strike takes him down to exactly 1. And 1 hit point is all you need, and he actually heals it back up. Seteth. Still, maybe he got a lefty can opener or something, I don't know. Caspar, you can deal a little bit more damage than he can, especially when you land these unlikely crits. Great job.
Dying would defeat the
and now Linhardt can move up and once again get a risk-free kill. Gains even a level out of it. And he has a really dangerous paralogue coming up right quick. It does, though. That was a great mix of stats for you. Get some more healing down from Petra. She also has a paralogue that we've got to do.
For Bridget, I find strength to carry on.
No, you found the resilience to defend Bridget, or the charm to persuade people to be at peace with it. Be more creative. Light Almiran breeze blowing there.
I'm sorry.
Marianne, don't be sorry. Unleash the beast. There you go.
Now to apply this knowledge.
Smite, incidentally, not something that deals damage. It moves your allies around. It seems like it should do something different from the name. Am I the only one that thinks that? Anyway, piddling amount of damage coming out of Ferdinand. And Bernadetta unleashing the power of the devil to slay that beast. Okay, Lynn, you know the drill by now. Have Happy block for you. Use that Saros shield to take less damage from monsters. And now we have some time to back up, heal, and let the rest of the squad converge on this one monster. So we'll reposition, we'll get some healing done, and we'll let this monster come to us. And since it is on a bridge, the other monster can't cross at the same time, so we get to fight them one by one like it's an action movie. Get some incidental healing from all the stuff we've borrowed from the A-team. And this one is even weak to axes, so we'll use the bolt axes that Lynn and Marianne have to start working these barriers down. Put Marianne in front of it to halt its advance in case we mess this up. And now we've got some long-range units in Caspar and Seteth that should be able to break this down risk-free.
This power go unused.
Well, apparently you can and you have, because in order to use the authority skill, you have to actually hit with gambits. Cyril's going to experiment with this new invention called Fire in order to deal slightly more damage than the light breezes.
This still isn't good enough.
So, if you warm up the air a little bit, it can be more mildly uncomfortable than just blowing people around. Petra going to spend her turn actually dealing damage here, so let's double with Wind. And she, of course, has been working with Windmaster Ash over in the Bridget School to diversify her magic. Well, Seteth, what do we want to do here? Can you get a crit? No, of course you can't. We're still learning the way of the can opener. It's fine. Gotta train up the Dicer Core. When we're working with kitchen tools, what we need to make sure everyone's gotten through culinary school. I get it. Leonie can get the kill with nothing too fancy there. Just fly in, firebomb it from the sky, and move out of Bernadetta's way. Okay then, how do we want to do this? It has a full health bar we've got to deal with. Marianne can, of course, strike with the Beast's Fury from 3 squares away. Seteth also has Thyrsus, so he figured out the can opener, everybody. Congratulations, Seteth. You found a bean. Caspar can also attack from a safe distance. Maybe he'll get a crit, maybe he won't. Looks like he won't.
This'll help me walk my own path.
Yeah, generally it helps if you can keep your feet on the road to keep walking it. There goes down a slightly stronger breeze from Cyril. And Lysithea, given that axes are super effective, will actually be able to deal damage with an attack rather than a gambit. So that's a first, I think, for the channel. We'll do some healing, move around, get Linhardt in position, and wait for another enemy to come to us. We get the counterattack, Happy gets the block, and Linhardt's battalion considers running away. Look at all these fancy heals and incidental damage we're getting. Bernadetta is going to inspire her battalion with devilish powers rather than use them directly. Push the monster back a little bit. If we can push it a little more, we'll be able to surround it a little better, get more attacks in.
I'll help with your plan.
Let's turn the tables.
Lysithea, again, using a gambit, since she can't quite deal damage yet, gets up to Authority B, so we'll be able to staple a real fancy battalion to her, and perhaps overcome her abysmal strength stat. Leonie, showing that you can still use powerful magic and be a pinprick. Ferdinand. use an actual pinprick to break down that final barrier.
Let's go.
Let's go indeed. I like the energy, Cyril. Use your can opener. Get more beans for the people of Elmira. But not break down the health bar. Excellent. Maybe Caspar can do it. Just stay here so everyone can use the attacks, and he'll exactly take down that health bar. Never mind, he is going above and beyond the Call of Duty with an unnecessary crit.
Dying would defeat the purpose.
It would, so let's attack this defenseless enemy. And we can even move Marianne to do the same with her bolt axe. Unleashes the beast once more. And Sedith can get in an attack with Thyrsis. And I think that'll have to be all since we blocked up that bridge. Poor Petra. Okay, now we can complete our plan to pull back and push this monster.
Don't underestimate us.
So Leonie is going to use her battalion to accomplish nothing. So that plan of pulling it with her is out. Sedith is embracing his dark powers and getting rid of that health bar straight away. That's convenient. Alright, Leonie. We pulsed for you. Let's try this again. Alright, Sedith was successful in using his dark magic to reset the timeline and allow Leonie to successfully pull the beast forward. And now Bernadetta can push it further back, so everyone can get a good melee angle on it.
For anything.
So here's a not melee attack now that we have accomplished our important tactical victory.
Dying would defeat the purpose.
And again, Linhardt, the melee warrior, is going to get as far away as he feasibly can while still attacking. And Marianne, the armored-up squire, again, will avoid melee combat and unleash the beast from all the way over there, narrowly avoiding a 69 crit. She's not ready. It's not part of her training yet. Well, that kind of sucks, Marianne, I'll be honest. If that were the norm, that would hold you back. Here comes Lysithea for a glorious 7 damage to end the battle, getting to level 27.
I will keep making progress.
Please do. Get money out of it. Lysithea somehow is the MVP. Could have fooled me. Alright, the Legend of the Lake. We didn't get to see this one, despite Linhardt and Leonie being part of the squad in Season 1.
Linhardt, wake up! We've reached Lake Tutates.
Huh? What? Oh, yes. So we have.
A temple on a lake, huh? Looks fancy. And that's a cute, guard dog?
What?
Felix has been looking for one of those.
Guard dog. Is it I to whom you are referring?
I know we thought we found a dog in Marianne's paralogue,
and it talks.
but this one is even acknowledging that it's a dog.
You weaklings should turn tail and run.
It's talking about tails and everything. Felix, you gotta get on this.
Hi. We're actually, looking for something?
Yeah, now we're looking for a pet dog.
I know well what it is that you desire. If you want it, you must first complete my trial.
Alright. Sir Felix knows what to do.
This is as awful as I expected it would be. Perhaps we could go home now?
Not until we've adopted this dog.
It's just a little fog. Come on, let's go talk to Mr. Magic Beast.
I don't think Felix will want to name it that, but good pitch. Alright, we'll use Flash with Dimitri and discover a lot of really, really dangerous flying units and brawlers. So let's see how we can deal with that. Annette, use the mini bow and a hunter's volley to just eliminate one straight away.
I suspect our opponent is an illusion. If we cut off the source of this magic, they should stop attacking.
Or we could just kill them like the regular people. Doesn't really change what we do much, Linhardt. Power of the Winds will blow that out of the sky and get rid of that 420 on Ash's sheet. Sylvain using his dodge powers, but not successfully killing it, so we'll need someone else to come in and finish the job. Looks like that man is Linhardt.
Today I was lucky.
Using electric attacks is indeed a good idea on those flying units. Now we have these brawlers over here. Let's see if we can freeze them out, maybe? No, we're going to use holy magic to hopefully convince them to see the light. Not really sure. Father Dedue, now that he has a decent battalion on him, can fight if he wants to. So he's going to take that rapier that Gilbert is no longer holding hostage and use it to full effect. Leonie is going to attempt to participate in her own paralogue and does literal damage. Let's see. It looks like the throwing stick, we have to practice with this so that when we finally get over to the guard dog, we might be able to convince it to play with us. Trilith moving away from the Order of the Pointy Stick and embracing his inner pyromancer.
At your service.
We'll leave Armorcetus here to intercept any units coming from the fog this way. Good thing we did. Of course, we don't get a hit, but we don't have anyone die either. Dimitri, move your beacon over here and help us take down this Swordmaster. Leonie, can you actually get a kill this early in your paralogue? You can. Use a Bolganone, and it goes down. Linhardt and Leonie have officially gotten a kill in their paralogue. That's why I've been leveling them up so much in those B-team buffooneries. Ingrid discovering that phantoms can be pretty warm. Not all ghosts are that cold. Armorcetus not getting great luck offensively, and Ferdinand has to come in and deal damage for her. That's somewhat embarrassing. We'll get this short axe out with Sylvain, and we will move the beacon forward with a dance so that Dimitri can come over here, get that Heart Seeker bonus, and blow this one up, punish it for not respecting Armorcetus. A new enemy has appeared. Well, we're not supposed to know that, game. These Swordmasters thinking that they can challenge Samurai Ash in one-on-one combat, but that may not have been the best idea for them. For Ash has friends. And Swordmaster clothing isn't warm enough to keep you alive through a blizzard. Now, let's see how you do with the wind. You lived through it. Well, never mind what I was saying. Sylvain, just get in melee and embarrass it with your mini-bow.
All for our future.
Move on up, since you're a dodge tank. And we're actually going to heal up Ash, rather than dance him and move him up. And to go down the stairs, we're going to get off our high horse a little bit and use heal on Ash. Wow. Lucky dodge there from Sylvain. Can't get two, but that wasn't too bad of a hit. I guess we're somewhat overleveled for this mission. Or at least for these enemies. We'll see if that prediction holds when we make it over to the immovable. Some blizzarding coming down from Ingrid. Gotta throw the stick again.
It was meant to be.
Alright, it looks like Felix can still play a mean game of fetch. That's good to know. Brave Sword doesn't look like it'll prevent a counterattack, so we'll just go with the Silver Sword, since it is a little easier to prepare. And now we have a fancy meal of ghost chops later. Fire away. Leonie still participating in a meaningful way. So we probably won't use the strategy of just having her plugged into the corner to block reinforcements. We'll just try to move up as quickly as we can. Glitch in the Matrix before we dance up Sir Felix off of his horse. I'll have him get back on it so we can move up a little more effectively.
Much appreciated.
Recover Ash since he's in the line of fire pretty consistently. And we'll move Felix behind Sylvain since Sylvain is likely to dodge.
Obvious.
Good job, Sylvain. Didn't make me look too stupid with my prediction.
You're done.
Annette, woof.
Can't afford to lose.
Really needed to defend herself and stepped up to the plate. Wow. We'll move up the Beacon of Dimitri.
Thanks.
Heal up Annette. And now engage these snipers. So what do we want to do here? Looks like wind is the way to get at them. So we'll blow them into the sea. And what do we want to use out of Sylvain? Well, looks like we gotta hope for a crit out of the Wodao, and of course, it doesn't happen. So we have to get some reinforcements to come in and finish that off. So we'll dance up Dimitri. He can move a little deeper into enemy territory, dispel some more fog. Let's just Dark Pulse this one out of the way, and maybe we'll be able to get into melee with that other one that Sylvain didn't execute. So we can run in with Felix, use our standard Order of the Pointy Stick.
I'm just not there yet.
But you're at maximum prowess with it. Where are you going? Trilith actually has to take the hits here. So he's going to cancel that follow-up attack. It's canceled. No more. More attacks coming down. Let's hope he doesn't die. Great dodge from Dimitri, and he immediately just strikes it down. Okay, Trilith lives to see another day. We'll have Ingrid just real quick remind everyone that metal doesn't protect you from the cold.
You make me feel safe.
And that Mercedes approves of cold magic. These have been your official reminders. Thank you for listening. Dimitri has long-range thunder that he's going to use to eliminate that Wyvern unit. And the beacon has moved over here, so that will open up these attacks. Linhardt gets into melee with that bolt axe and is real triumphant about it. You may not have survived, more grammatically accurately, Trilith. Move up with Bolganone. You're going to need some healing if we're going to trust you to move up that far. Ash, of course, will cover you.
It's my duty.
Since it is his duty, since you're apparently within the Kingdom Army.
You're a big help.
Ash gets to dance up, and he can open a treasure chest for us. Gets paid $10,000 just to investigate some chests. We'll split up a little bit so that we can more effectively use the entrances to the Immovables platform. So we'll send Sir Felix and Annette over to the left side. They were destined to be together after all, according to a lot of people on the internet.
Well done.
Little bit of first aid coming down from Ash.
Thank you.
Ingrid applying somewhat more effective techniques as she moves over to the left side as well. We, of course, uncorked that reinforcement spot right when one was going to spawn. Annette, again, with incredible self-defense. she does not need any man to stand in front of her. Great crit from Dedue. Dishing out damage. Doesn't quite get a kill, but for a dancer to defend himself that effectively, wow. Even teeing up Leonie for another kill. Dedue, real team player. And now we're going to use one of our last beacons with Dimitri just to see what's going on that platform. More healing coming down. Ash getting a level out of it.
I'm getting closer to my goals.
Your goal does involve increased magic, so that's good that you recognize that. Gotta heal up Annette, because she does have to be able to take a hit in the first place to counterattack. Going to stare at that random corner of the map for no reason, I'm sure. Going to take a little bit more time just to position everyone optimally, get some healing down before we finally engage, since we do have to plan for the possibility that there are additional enemies up there.
To serve His Highness.
Strength, I don't know how much that'll serve it if you never attack, but Charm will at least allow you to use gambits more effectively.
What's the plan?
The plan is to wait, so please do precisely that, Sylvain. And some enemies will show themselves to us, even. Okay, now we're going to get the party started. So let's make sure we have the right magic equipped to defend ourselves. And let's work on these barriers.
And show me what you are capable of. Hunt them like beasts.
It is a beast. It has said it's a dog. We have confirmed that that's how we interpreted its words. So now we are going to hunt it such that we may one day adopt it. We are a little outclassed in this exchange of damage, but I don't know that we want to break down all of its barriers right now. We're just trying to create enough openings for this turn that we can get in some damage. And you got more strength. Bernadette is learning. Okay, Sylvain cleared this enemy out for us. Great dodge. Didn't actually clear it out. Where are all your crits when we actually need them? Linhardt just going with the Iron Axe to finish the job that Sylvain apparently couldn't.
Ready when you are.
And now, open up another little window for us, Ingrid. It's using a magic attack, so you don't really need to worry all that much. Just use a Nosferatu, and you'll even heal a tiny bit. Ow.
I'd be honored.
Now we have some conduits to get damage in. And next turn, we'll want to actually break down all the barriers so that we can stop it from attacking anyone. Great dodge there from Ash. Didn't expect to get that. That will make it a lot easier for him to keep attacking. So let's dance him up. So even if he gets counterattacked here, he should still be okay, since the gambit we used means that it has to attack Dimitri.
In the name of justice.
Oh, we'll even get some justice for getting hit by that counter.
What's my strategy?
Your strategy is to just walk in, get back on your horse, and use this thing called a killer lance to see if you can kill something with it.
Interesting. Let's test your metal.
The metal of this killer lance? Yeah, you tell me what it's made of. Because apparently we made it out of black sand steel. Another Swordmaster coming out of that particular square. Alright, do your worst to Dimitri. Your worst is 16. Excellent. Oh! Didn't plan for this. Okay. So, our task is now a little more complicated, given that we have enemies streaming in from every angle. So this is going to be a little complicated. Well, we know phase 1 is absolutely always to do this,
Our strategy is
such that the immovable doesn't just immediately murk any of us. Get our 10 Umbral Steel for doing that. Linhardt, you're now free to deal whatever damage you can, so just go in with that Bolt Axe.
But your form and mannerisms suggest that you may be...
A dog.
If you want your wish to be granted, it is better that you fight me in ignorance.
You know, we've been fighting in ignorance this whole time, Mr. Immovable.
Battle does have its benefits.
Defensively, primarily, but yes, apparently. A net. 60% crit, huh? Let's see. How can we guarantee it? We can guarantee we break down the health bar this way, so we'll take the 100% over the less likely crit.
I keep advancing.
Indeed you do. Not super impressively, but any strength we'll take on this squad. Sylvain can pray for a crit now. We get 1 out of the 2. That is fine. Honestly, Sylvain needs some of that strength that Annette has. Let's see if we can win some coin flips. Got 1. And got 2. Wow. Huge damage output. At least compared to what everyone else can do.
Since we were children. Constantly fooling around, but then showing up and helping when we really need you. I'd be honored.
Some real reflection coming in from Sir Felix. He might not want to admit it a lot of the time, but he's an adult. He's a grown man. He has to admit. Oh dear. Other problems coming in over here. Okay. Thunder Cetus can solve a lot of problems with Thunderbrand, so we'll have her do precisely that.
I am not well pleased.
I'm not either, Ferdinand. Go in the corner. You know what you did.
I'll comply.
Even more issues we've got to solve. Dimitri, run on in, help us out. Thundershock can take out the Wyvern.
Too weak for this world.
Now we have to figure out what to do about that warrior over there.
Thank you.
We'll dance up Ingrid.
Ready when you are.
And what can she do for us? We'll cycle through all of those squares and then discover that it's a really unlucky place to stand. You get struck by lightning all the time over there. Dimitri, your expectations are unrealistically high, but it worked out this one time. Good thing we got to stare at that unmoving turtle for a little bit. Leonie lived? Leonie lived. Wow. That's what we get for doing those B-team battles, if you were wondering.
Another victory.
Trilith lives through a sudden ambush. Alright. And we should be able to finish the immovable off this turn. So hopefully we won't get ambushed and just killed from every angle after failing to deal enough damage. Great dodge there from Ingrid as she gets to level 38.
I must continue my training.
If it's going to be that good every time, yes, please, and teach everyone else to do it. Annette. With this Hunter's Volley, it looks like to break down the health bar, we really do need you to get those crits. Let's use the Killer Bow. Got 1, and 1 was all we needed for you to not get counterattacked and killed. Okay, last health bar. Now we just need to deal enough damage that it goes down. Can't get a whole lot done with Felix attacks at the moment, so we'll use a Felix Gambit so that he can participate meaningfully.
You forced my hand.
He actually did force you into the position of using that Gambit rather than anything else. Ash. Alright. I don't think we'll need your damage output to finish the immovable off, so you can kill that just in case. Leonie, we'll need you to use a Gambit if you're going to do anything.
If we defeat you, will you grant our wish?
Indeed
I didn't think that's how dogs worked. That's
I may not
genies.
have a crest, but I'll give it my all.
You are an interesting young girl. I accept your challenge.
You'll need me for this.
Sylvain, you're always saying that women will need you. Get over yourself. Okay. We really need to put out a lot of damage on this thing.
It's time.
28 is probably the most we could realistically hope for, so we'll go for a gambit with Trilith as well. And we'll even dance him up.
Thank you.
So he can do it again. Here goes.
I'll help. Now's our chance.
Alright, I don't know that we'll actually be killing it this turn. And it is still really dangerous to attack because it has that quick riposte thing going on. We can attack with Dimitri because of his high resilience. Armor Cetus, you'll survive getting attacked by it, so we'll gambit with you. Set Ferdinand in to just ram into it. Somehow that's very effective. Linhardt also has really high resilience, so we'll take the risk attacking with him. Sylvain, it looks like quick riposte is down. I didn't know things worked that way, but we'll go in with Sylvain. Good dodge there. Take it down to 28. It gets 40 back, which isn't great for us. Oh no. Okay. Okay, Armor Cetus has enough HP that will not kill her. She has precisely 1. She clings to life. Trilith doesn't get doubled, so he is fine too. Felix gets a miracle 2 dodges. Whew. We're really cutting it close here. Okay, Ingrid, you gotta help us out. QR is down, so you can double with Seraphim. Of course, it had a 69% chance to hit, so it did. It is down to 13. So we can pick up some incidental experience before Felix tries to adopt this dog. It's lived in the shelter of Lake Tutatis too long. It needs a good permanent home. Leonie can pick up some experience too. Doesn't quite get her to level 24, but she tried, and we gotta commend her for that. Linhardt, try not to die here. Okay.
Fight.
Successfully didn't die.
This success will translate to victory.
To the extent that going from 10 to 12 strength counts as victory. Okay. Annette, looks like you found a friend down here to the south. You know what you do with your friends. You sew for them.
Sorry.
Just like that.
And Trilith saying, yes, that is how we murder. All right, Felix, you know what to do. Play fetch. Well, brought something back. We did it. We got Felix a real dog.
Strength never betrays.
No, it doesn't, because it gave you the strength to get a shelter dog.
You did well. The trial ends here. What sublime children of men. Go ahead. Name your desire.
A fun pet.
So, we heard you're giving away free weapons?
Leonie, don't screw this
Be
up.
quiet, Leonie.
Thanks, Linhardt.
Somewhere in this temple is said to rest the holy bow of Saint Indek. It is called the Inexhaustible. Could you
Linhardt, now
find
you're
in your
screwing it
heart to
up.
Let my friend here have it.
You have shown might deserving of my sacred bow. I will grant your wish.
This better be on top of the shelter dog.
Yes! Thanks, Mr. Magic Beast.
Who manages MVP of this one? But still Ash.
Not bad at all, if I do say so myself.
Thanks for watching this episode of Failure Emblem. Please subscribe to the channel and like this video so that I can keep making this content. If you have any suggestions or thoughts on the future of this run or anything else about the channel, please let me know in the comments or on Twitter at @FailureEmblem. Thank you.